Hey, it's Evan. I was planning on posting a healing timeline after Phalloplasty video this week, which I will still make soon, and let me know how you feel about just having the text and photos on screen. I'm not planning on doing all my videos like this, but I might do some longer talking videos this way if it works well. But anyway, right now I want to talk about all the ways being trans has had a positive impact on me, made me grow and made me a better person. Because I think it has been more of a positive than a negative, and I want to share that. But I do feel worried that this will be easily misinterpreted. For example, if I express that being trans has made me more resilient or appreciate my body more, people will take that as me saying being trans is the only way to be resilient and appreciate your body, or that I wouldn't be at all resilient or appreciate my body if I wasn't transgender. So I want to just use a metaphor to start off with to explain things. Say if someone was walking in the woods following a map and they were getting really lost, so they were looking at the map and not really looking where they were going well enough. They tripped over something, hurt their knee, their hands are bleeding, mud all over them. But then when they fell, they dropped the map and it span around in a different direction. And then suddenly they were able to realise that they were going the wrong way, and they saw which way they actually needed to go. Then when they finally got to their destination, even though they'd hurt their knee and gotten all dirty, they'd probably be grateful that they fell, right? They'd appreciate the fall and the obstacle because of what it taught them. That would be fair enough. But what does appreciating that not mean? It doesn't mean everyone should fall down. It doesn't mean hurting your knee is always good. It doesn't mean it's impossible for anyone to get to their destination without falling over. It doesn't mean falling over was the only factor in them getting to their destination. It doesn't even mean that they definitely wouldn't have got to their destination if they didn't fall over. But they can appreciate that fall because that was part of their story of how they got to their destination. That was the path they took. There were obstacles, there were hard times, they did learn from them, and they did still get there. Once they got to their destination, that was their story of how they got there, and it always will be. It makes sense for them to then see the positives instead of wishing that they'd gotten there a different way. So these things I'm about to list, they're qualities and values that you can have without transitioning, and maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't have. But for me personally, I see it like this is my story, this is the path I went down, these are the things I learned and ways that I grew as a person throughout my transition. Okay, so that's the intro over. Here's the actual list. I believe in myself and I know myself on a deeper level. I create the change that I need for myself. I know that I'm more than my physical body, but also I know how important and amazing my physical body is. I love my body and my scars and my ability to heal from such extreme things. I overcome obstacles thrown in my way. I appreciate my privileges like being born in England and having a supportive family. I know I'm stronger than I once thought, both physically and mentally. I put one foot in front of the other and keep pushing forward no matter how slowly or how hard. I trust myself to make huge life-changing decisions. I write my own story. A lot of people said that going to Thailand for surgery was a bad idea, and I did take that on board and think about it, but at the end of the day, it was my story to write. I can face scary things and I can face them alone. My organisation and problem solving, like organising getting lower surgery in Thailand without any guidance from anyone that's done that before. Going to new environments, speaking to new people, language barriers. And not even just in Thailand when I first transitioned, I went to London for most of my appointments. I'd hardly ever been to a big city like that. Independence. I went through Phalloplasty, which is a huge surgery, more or less alone in a foreign country, and I feel so much more confident and independent now. I know I'm stronger and more capable than what some people might think, and that it doesn't really matter either way what people think. Risk management, deciding what parts of surgeries are worth the risks for me. There are so many options with phalloplasty and transition in general, and I think of it largely from a risk management point of view, which is definitely a reflection of my personality overall. I can deal with tough questions from people, including from strangers. I'm accepting of people that don't know how to word things. The way I want people to accept me for how I am, I accept that some people are kind but just clueless. Being able to work out when people are genuinely supportive and when they're not. I can deal with hate very well and I'm not very easily offended. One thing I've learned over the years is that people will call you easily offended just for being trans. It's just a stereotype. But yeah, I have a much thicker skin now, so if anything, it's the complete opposite. I've travelled more and I've seen more of the beauty in the world. I'm able to be still and quiet and accept my situation and be at peace. I was bedbound for nearly 2 weeks in Bangkok, mostly just alone in my room. I had a catheter in and I couldn't get up at all because I had a splint on my leg, so I wasn't even getting up to go to the bathroom. And I see being able to lay there completely still and in silence without going crazy as a superpower, honestly. I'm so incredibly patient and take my time with things, just from having to walk slow after my surgery to waiting for the NHS for things. I'm not saying I didn't ever get frustrated, especially like when they kept cancelling my hysterectomy appointments, but I think being able to be patient whilst being frustrated, that's the real point. I also really appreciate being able to walk and being able to use my arms more. My arms, because I didn't get RFF and use my arm for phalloplasty, which is a more common way, so when I was healing I appreciated that I could use my arms for things. And my legs, because I had to walk very, very slowly and with a limp at first, but also how amazingly fast I did heal and get my flexibility and mobility back. Mobility and flexibility are things that every single one of us will lose, assuming we reach old age, and I truly appreciate having that back now. Being able to bend down to pick things up off the floor. If I get something stuck in my foot, I can move it near my face to see if there's something in it, just random things like that. I'm very content by myself being single, not having sex. I don't need one person to rely on for anything. I have confidence in my health, especially as a vegan. A lot of people will tell you that you're not going to get enough protein or calcium and you won't be able to heal, etc, etc. And a lot of people have said this to me over the years, so don't feel bad if you are one of the people that have said something like that. But yeah, I'm not saying that you have to be vegan or being vegan is why I healed, but it clearly did not hinder me whatsoever, and I feel very confident in that now. My skin graft has healed so fast and it's so soft, and my scars fade really quickly as well, so I feel very confident in my health and my lifestyle. I'm less embarrassed about things, especially in Thailand. The nurses would all come in a group and crowd around my bed whilst I'm being washed. I was like naked most of the time. I had to have my catheter emptied, I had enemas, I was shaved from my belly button to my knees both times. I have a lot of social anxiety normally, so it's incredible how fast you just get over things like that in these situations. I know more about the human body now. Chances are I wouldn't have a clue about different things like nerves and hormone levels if I wasn't trans. People say I'm denying my biology, but I'd argue that I know far more about my biology because I'm trans. I just accept the things that I can't change and change the things that I can. I have a very high pain tolerance and I've dealt with really distressing situations very well. When they first took the bandages off my leg, that was horrific honestly, and so was getting my top surgery revision whilst awake. But I just pushed through it and got done what needed to be done. I realise how people see me doesn't define me. The same way if someone says I'm a girl, I'm still a man. If someone says I can't do something, I still can. I'm more resilient. I have more life stories to tell. I've put my trust in others in extreme situations, like the medical teams when I'm getting surgeries. If ever I was bedbound from an accident or something, I've already had these life experiences behind me. My values as well. I value sharing my experiences because I know how important that is. I value being someone that people can reach out to, community. I value patience and setting my own pace. I value getting to know who people truly are on the inside. I value transition and transformation overall. Living my truth, medical science, the physical body, like the nerves and the hormones like I said, but also skin and how amazing that is. Since I've had my skin grafts, like the skin is an incredible organ honestly. I value being open-minded. I don't put myself in a box. I don't think because I'm a boy I can't still wear pink furry socks. I don't think because I'm autistic I can't organise a trip to Thailand and plan getting that huge surgery done. I value feeling connected to my body and the world around me. I felt so disconnected for so long, but now I feel like I really am here in the room, which is amazing. It's great to be seen, but it's way more impactful to actually see yourself. I value my friendships, especially friendships with women. I value femininity and softness, but also masculinity and androgyny. I see the positives and the beauty in all of those. And just in general, as you can probably tell from this video, I value seeing the positives in things, even if there are hard times that come along with it. And one final note, I'm also better looking now.